Everything falls out.
Like מחאת Zeit mit dem, ja?
גם נודו לבטח.
You got basic case.
Yeah, this is was you. This is
You got high start, all those.
שלום.
You're not gonna be,
לא צריך שלוש
you're not yet gonna
I have six in my house.
you're not yet gonna be.
מי לוקח 35?
You should call them.
קוראים לו.
No, just that.
I got all the
You
way
got
to
Hanukkah, you
הוא
got,
עשה, הוא
you got basic air shop. You
אתה
got total
קונה
stack
חמש,
today.
25 כאילו אחת חינה.
Something like, out of sequence. You know what I mean?
But you call them, they'll send it out against you. That's what I do.
No, you're not paying. Right, paying. Then what have to
Israel,
do?
They don't charge.
America.
Then you call them, you tell
You
them.
go 30 meter and they start using it.
You send it back?
This is why I think they asked us to say, and I asked someone in Israel, I said, most operation is at night, when 11 o'clock till 4 o'clock. They're going.
Why by night?
It's a four.
They put a lot of flash, a lot of light. For them, it's much easier. I don't know why. They want to kill less civilian or whatever. But this
How do
most
you know
operation
this?
is at night. Huh?
How do you know this?
Don't ask so many questions. I take it to work with me.
Very good. The Shem Shahel and Shabbat. That's lost they should have. Yesterday they said they already circled it, like they had half Gaza, like they cut Gaza in half.
Today, America sent submarine.
Oh, yeah.
One of the biggest in the
The
world.
biggest one.
The biggest? They have how many?
130 rockets inside the submarine. That each one of them carry 1,000-pound head.
They're killing Hezbollah and Iran and Lebanon and Hamas too. We're here now. Something wrong, we're going in. Biden he has bullets. Now how we're doing it, I don't know. People asked today if Trump was now in power, what do we do?
It's already Gaza will be flatter.
Yeah. We'll tell Israel, do whatever you have to do. Here's more.
He would do it. He wouldn't tell Israel. He would do it. Somewhere they did it in Afghanistan.
Afghanistan, they wiped
The whole town.
the whole town. It was flat.
Flat.
That's with Israel. But Israel, the problem, the hostages underground. You know, I think according to Bibi, he asked him, you know what he did? He said, we do whatever we have to do. He didn't answer him. He said, we do. He said, do you know? He's pressuring him. Do you know where are the hostages? He said, I'm answering you again. Our intelligence knows a lot. That's it. He doesn't want to give the Hamas, if you know. No. He answered him nice. Yeah, he said,
בוא נלמד, חבל על הזמן.
it doesn't
More
hurt
does
you.
money.
Only this doesn't hurt you. 10,000 Palestinians got killed. You tell them, excuse me, 10,000? From this 10,000, more than half, they're Hamas. It's not 10,000 Palestinians, it's terrorists. So they didn't know what to answer. The one that interviewed. It's a big interview it was today. So,
Yeah.
נכנסתי ליוטיוב, נכנסתי לאנגלית הזאת, ושם ראיתי את זה.
Who interviewed him?
Some big American interviewer, one of the biggest. Here, put here.
This will be the third and final sheet of Mitzvah Hashem. And we'll lay the sugya to rest. It's in Perech Zayin, Halacha Chaf Aleph. Perech Zayin, Halacha Chaf Aleph, it's page Kuf Yud Aleph.
Is it Kupan?
Kuf Yud Aleph, yeah, Kuf Yud Aleph.
Moment Shemiyacham.
Yeah. He said,
We actually did it.
we did it. We did only Halacha Chaf Beis, and then we got stuck.
In the middle of the halacha.
Yeah, so we'll do it very, very fast. There's 3 issues. 2 issues we already covered. Derech, not derech. Last shade I gave was about Tavlinin, ketchup. We remember we talked about tuna, ketchup, and so on.
Yeah.
Almost.
And today, I want to wrap it up, and I want to talk about corn chips and cornflakes, Pringles, potato chips, cookies, cookies that are made from almond flours, cookies that are made from potato flour,
The chocolate cookies you're talking about.
right? And I want to talk about a little bit about halva and chocolate, and I also want to talk a little bit about hummus, kugel, and latkes.
All the goodies.
All the goodies, all the goods, all the good stuff. Like I said, with the end, usually we do in the summer Hanenin. Rosh Hashanah, we finish. I don't want to leave it for next year. Next year we'll start Perech Ches. We'll start Perech Ches. So I figured we'll finish it off. This is a sugya that's very, very negated bisman hazeh. So many things are processed in a grinder, in a blender, in a hand
Which
blender.
became a death today.
Exactly, which became very much the derech today. So many foods today are processed. Unfortunately, we eat more processed food than unprocessed food. It would be nice if we eat less processed food and we eat more,
Less junk.
tazoi. So, okay, but Lapoil, we eat a lot of processed foods.
Yeah.
The only thing that's not processed today is cholent.
Yeah, exactly. Cholent and apples.
No, but if you don't wash the outside of the apple, it has chemicals on it.
Right. But it's not so bad that, the people that are fanatics for these things, and they want to have everything should be organic and less pesticides and things. They'll eat non-organic fruits if they peel it and wash it well. But vegetables to them is like, because the pesticides they put on the ground and it goes into them. You eat a carrot, you think it's healthy.
No, that's the only thing that should eat organic. You know why?
Right, because it takes in the.
Yeah, because farmers plant it to take out the toxins from the earth so that they can plant something else next season.
Wow. So,
Zeig verstehe.
okay. We digressed. Let's now go in. Let's go quick. Getting name was Misa. Person took dates, he took out the pits and he squeezed them and he made a dough out of them. Still similar to what we have today, like fruit leather. Basam am Isa. Geen kookets of sharp penis of Shane Dark and Mekachel and Stanas Barchossen. And Mavarchel and Bode Priate. However, the line is Stein and Toram Lagamra. Altareba holds this way, it's a chidush. He holds the Lakuli Alma. Tamorim Shemir and Bead, Basam am Isa. That's not considered Shnistana Toram. It's a little bit shiny, but that's not called the Shtana Torem, and the bracha stays. Wenn dann malchitim shnitchu ben achaim, afshal nitchu dak kemach komer, yesh bam tam chitim ben malchim tzas chaim, afa bikein, ima varchalim bei peradam al shakelim bedvarim v'chinkets mashal kitnis film b'shalom. Shekoinim groipen shel melech, which he says is a crushed buckwheat. So by chitim, we're saying that once you grind it, it loses the bracha. And the same thing, kidneys, once you grind it, even if you're going to cook it, it lost its bracha. Why? Because once you teichen it, that's it. It lost the toya. It still has a toya pri. There is a Charonim that say, and I'm not going to say the Alter Rebbe agrees with this, but maybe it's true. There's I'm looking, there's a sefer that I use a lot on Birchos. I'm a locket, his name is Pnei Shulchan. And he says, like, the difference here is, say a banana. Banana has a certain consistency, which is mushy. If you're going to take a fork and squeeze a banana, it still looks like a banana. Avocado is like a mushy thing. If you take a fork and you squeeze the avocado, it still looks like an avocado. And that's Mashenke chitim, which I'm avoided. Because
it doesn't look anymore.
It doesn't look like chitim anymore. It's flour. Even though the pieces are biggish, it doesn't look like chitim anymore. Mashenke in Tamor is a mushy thing. You took out the pit and you mushed it. It's a mushy. It was mushy. It's still mushy. A banana. It was mushy. It stayed mushy. An avocado. It was mushy. It stayed mushy.
It's air, all the perot.
That's why
It's
Shabbos
all
you're
the
allowed to
perot.
squeeze the banana. One give the key.
Right.
You're allowed to squeeze it.
You didn't change
You didn't
much.
change nothing.
Okay. That's the
But chitim you can't take.
chitim.
Not in
What
Shabbos.
is that?
So
That's
Rabbi,
ketrina.
in that time, they didn't have mixer and grounder. If the, Tamar, they cannot ground it.
They did.
They had to with the
They
hands.
had like
Expensive.
a tool
Yeah.
look like
They
the
had.
cups
Yeah.
and something.
Yeah. First of
I
all,
saw it, I
what
saw
is
it.
it? They have a tool with a
Oh.
I
cup.
never saw the Temanim doing it. The Hanenin.
Right, for spices. Okay.
The same thing. That's money.
אבל egg shakotche b'yoyser, achin nikar musa v'torei. If it's an egg that he squeezed, and now you can't see the mahus. Okay? Shim shimin shetochem hated. Sesame seeds. They made tchina. Vorchel shakel mit var helvein darken klach. It's not the derech. Aval dor we spoke about it. I don't want to go back to what we said that Bisman Hazeh is the derech. The problem is Bisman Hazeh. It's not the derech to eat.
Susumit.
It takes a spoon and eats.
Susumit.
Right. Or tchina even. You put it as
you put it in the chal or something like that, but nobody eats some.
no, and also tchina, you put it on the falafel, but no one eats spoons of tchina. You put it like
yeah, but not china.
right,
Almost thicker. That's
right,
in it like water.
right.
Exactly.
Aval dove shadake bekach. If it's a dove, that's the derech. Kimon zangdo. Some shchuk which is a gemara numa. Avarava mit zuckerem. I'm gonna koch him bedwash. If it's mixed or cooked. Lo nishtan is bechos geen verodem geets ma perish derech los op got dag na tag na park na bechos. The chidush is afil ktushim biyoyser a chain niketorim klal, which at this point we say in niketorim, and the Alter Rebbe holds at this point it's taka. The din is that according to the shita it's not niketorim. So why is the bracha still there? It didn't lose the bracha. Vishagamzo derech achilos. Geen peris ma v'shalom et tegonim shenemoichet yabishal. Kegon gudgonis mit tegonim shekarim pavidla, which is basically jam made from cherries. V'nishtanu mahusam v'tor hoil v'eins v'derech achilosim v'arshon shaklom v'dvarim. אבל אם לא נמויך לגמרי בבישול, רק שנסרסקו ונסמכו ועדיין ממושם קיים וניקר mahusam v'torim, כבר נשתן אז בחוסם, אף בשאין זו דרך אכילוס.
What we would like a compote.
This would be like a lot of the jams that we have. Some of the jams, right? Some of the jams, then the mamoshes are still there. There's half pieces of cherries, half pieces of strawberries, all these jams. That
So that would be charcoal?
no, because
If you see the moose,
it stays the bracha, even if it's not derech achilos. Holshken if it's derech achilos. Holshken if it's derech achilos.
Some jam, you see pieces there.
Right. A lot of the jams, they may depend. Some jams is still pieces of cherry,
Jelly
strawberry.
and preservatives, two separate things.
Exactly. I mean the preservative, that's
The preservatives have the actual fruit in it. The jam is whatever came off after.
so
I think it's something they cannot sell because they like rotten. That's why they make the jam. So at least not to lose money, they make.
Jelly.
I think you have to make money, not
cooking. You put some on top.
Right.
Exactly.
preservative, you have pieces in it. So if you have pieces in it, it's good. If you have pieces, it's good. Now, it's not clear from the Alter Rebbe how many pieces you have to have. Most places in hold, like peanut butter, they think that peanut butter is shahakal. I disagree. I think it's a derech to make.
Take a spoon of peanut butter and eat.
Right.
Yeah.
But even if whatever, I'm just saying a lot of the brachas books they say peanut butter shahakal, but if the peanut butter has pieces in it, even if it's not a lot of pieces, but some pieces, so they say, oh. And therefore the bracha stays bari pri adama.
The peanut butter that has pieces, people don't eat it.
No, they have chunk peanut butter. Most is clear, but they have chunk.
They eat
The creamy.
yes.
Yeah.
But still, I don't care. It's derech achilas. Cause there's pieces. Okay, that's it. V'yesh omrim. Shafil peli shenemoichel legamri bebishol. In Rabbi Newman's book, he writes that peanut butter is shak. I disagree. I think peanut butter is adama. And then he says peanut butter that has pieces, if it has to be roiv is the pieces. Roiv is the pieces. I don't know. It doesn't sound that way from the Alter Rebbe. The Alter Rebbe says, "The action is raskav and ismachov. V'adayim hamoshen kaim." The Alter Rebbe doesn't say there has to be roiv mamoshen kaim, but there's still pieces here.
What's his name?
V'nikr ma'usam v'torim. It has to be roiv. Cherries are still whole. It has to be roiv. Strawberries are still whole. It has to be roiv. Peanuts are still whole. What's if it's not roiv? But there's a lot of pieces there. I don't know. I don't see it either way from the Alter Rebbe. But I think it's mistaba like the poskim that say that as long as you see a couple of pieces of cherry, strawberry, of peanuts here, so lo nishtan is bechazam.
I don't say one word about wolf.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't say a word. Saying shenisraskav and ismat v'adayim mamoshen kayim, still have pieces of mamoshes. So I think that the poskim, the Birchos books are right. I don't know why Rabbi Newman decided that the Alter Rebbe holds has to be roiv strawberries, roiv cherries, roiv peanuts. I don't know. Okay, now this is where we're holding. I don't care if it was Namoichel Gamri and Nichte should be Yusef. I don't care. Bracha always stays. Ben Chaim, Ben Mavashalom, as long as Loine Stein al Grace. Af Bishem Derech Echelasim Mekach.
What is the pshat?
Unless it was cooked and now it's tastes disgusting. Unless it was cooked, he took Lamazon.
Tomato and cooked it.
Tomatoes don't get ruined. He took oranges or tangerines.
Can't cook it.
Can't cook it. So it becomes disgusting.
Right.
So because it becomes ichi, it's lost the brach.
Right.
But most things are not that way. It's saying as long as it's lo nishtan l'greis. I don't care that nishtan muhusam v'torim. Never lose the brach. Now is going to come the big chiddush from the Alter Rebbe that was missed by all the poskim. If ein doim lechitim shelo nitchanu dak kemach gomor and yesh beim tam chitim al mosh alpha became a varchelam shakman midbari. It's not similar to chitim. We said second opinion holds and never lose the brach. So why is it chitim that were chopped up dak? So why?
Nishtan tama.
Yeah,
not only the way they look. Nishtan tama.
So he's saying, no, fakir. Vein dem l'chitim shaloi nitchutu dak yesh bem tam chitim umamoshem shel chitim afapikim avarchal mishaklim medvari. Why? If you hold like the second shita that even if something is chopped up, so l'chura. So what do you care? It's chopped up l'chitim. The answer is that's a gemara. And the gemara says the fish shachitim yesh lem ilu yachal asman pas lefikach nachar shenishtanim ebriyasam al yidei tchina. ולא הגיע בשינוי זה למעלה עושה מאחרינו שהיא מעל זה פס הרי שינויים זה מציעים מרידה מטרס פרי שויס עליהם קודם שנשתנו there is a mila of pas chemeshes mini dogam you can turn into bread. So now that you chopped up the chitim, even though it wasn't fully kemach, but it's halfway kemach, so it went out from being chitim, it didn't yet become pas. So what are you going to say? Hamoitzi lechem in oretz on flour? You can't say hamoitzi lechem in oretz. It's not flour. It's not bread. To say beide pri adama, nishtahin. I remember Segeven Pesach Yerushalmi. Chabad that came years ago for bringing. I was a little boy. He said in Yerushalayim Zokman as in Tzavishin as Ashmata. He gets it's a good word. It's in Yiddish. And Tzavishin means a person says, I'm not on any side. I'm not on this side. I'm not in Tzavishin. I'm in the middle. But also Tzavishin means to wipe. So he said in Tzavishin is Ashmata.
You wipe with it.
Yeah. It's a person that says, hey, wishy-washy, he's not here, he's not there. insufficient is Ashmata.
Nicht dahin, nicht daher.
Yeah. So this is what happens. It's Gevaron insufficient, Gevaron Ashmata.
One it was chitim. It's a
Chitim.
shivas.
When it's
One
bread,
was it's a shivas. No, is not kemach and not this. You went down.
how does it? That's it's a Gevaron before Ashes. Avo, Pedish, Knaisim and Pass. Ein Shanum Zeshal Dikti Shemicha Bishal Moitzim Teres Pri. Elam can stand on the Griusa. The time like the bishop. Let's take an orange and ruin it through the bishul, okay? Because you ruined it. But if you didn't ruin it through the bishul, it maintains the bracha. Hashem came by Chameshes Mini Dagon because it's already wet. Here is Dagon. Here is Pas, and it started the journey. It started the journey to go to become Pas. So midechitim yotza. Well, they pass lo yavoy. So again, they can lose the bracha shak.
Actually, this is a chicken. It's called a Hawaii chicken. If you take actually pineapple pieces and you put on top of chicken, then put in the oven. It's a food. You
So nemesis, that's
kill
quite
it.
a,
You kill it, but that's give the flavor to the
What
chicken.
flavor?
it's a bottle to the chicken. So
Bottle to the chicken.
it's because it's cooked together and it gives a time to the chicken. The chicken
So
is
if you
more
want
kosher.
this, the
If you're just gonna eat the pineapple, it's like a good shaila.
because your mom is see a brie. It's not like
So if you're only gonna eat a piece of pineapple, yeah, you have to say but pineapples that are cooked. As any stein the grusa, probably not.
no. It
People-
still has the flavor of
right.
the
If you say if it's pieces of oranges that you put on a chicken, you put in the oven.
what do you do?
At my house, my wife does it for Pesach. What's commission? What can you make? Chicken with chicken with what?
Just onion.
So there's one suda, second suda, third suda. You want to do something different. Pieces of oranges. So whatever. It's not
You don't need the oranges. You
You don't need
just
that.
for the flavor.
verstehe. But naniach,
You went to Birchos, no?
yeah. So
Okay,
if I went to Griusa, so first take a fork and take a piece of that orange. Shahak.
Can you make a
Pineapple.
Stay the same.
It's pineapples that I've roasted. It's good.
It tastes good.
Tastes good.
Oh, yeah, but once you make hamaitzi on the suda, you don't.
Yeah, if you made a moitzi cover.
It's a must.
Well, no, I'm saying if you didn't, you made a
Somebody
moitzi.
want to eat just the chicken.
Chalamoyed, he just wanted to warm up some
You
chicken.
don't want to wash.
He didn't want to wash.
So
He has a moitziitis.
So by cooking the pineapple, it changes the status.
Yeah, if he's eating it with the chicken, it's bottled to the chicken. But if he's going to eat just one piece of pineapple, so the brach is by the pri adama, because you can't make shahakal. He's not eating chicken. He's eating pineapple.
Yeah, but when that's only it's helpful to the chicken if you take it in one.
That's what I'm saying.
Together,
That's what I'm saying.
that's-
So if you take just a piece, that's exactly right.
But
Yeah.
I don't understand something. Heat him by itself, or dozen, before you put in water, it's Zayin. Once you put in water, that's when
No,
it becomes,
chitim- Chitim, if you eat plain chitim, is adama. You only make mezainas once it's baked or cooked.
that's right.
Only if it's baked or cooked. Avol mine kitni is, but when it comes to mine kitni is hoyer. Bederech las mehem pas lefiyamim. Because sometimes people make bread out of it.
Now there will be all this flour.
So the thing is like this. Bismana also, there's a lot of type of kitnias. There's this bread called Ezekiel bread.
Right.
And they put inside, besides,
Not even with that.
so they put a lot of things inside, and but they make it into bread.
rice bread.
And they make rice bread. Oh, so hoil v'derech lasem and pas lepiyomim. Harei shinui mibriosam betchinosam etziim b'toyres pri. Because it's a chiddush davar. That because the Alter Rebbe holds, the second opinion is going to hold that by kitnias, it's a substitute bread. Some people sometimes, if a person is gluten free, he can't eat gluten, so they're gonna whatever health reasons. So for whatever health reasons, so they're gonna crush kitnias and turn the kitnias into pas, even though it's not a common thing. It's only the palmim. אפילו לקצת תחינה קטישה ומחתשת, כנוג בדרך יוצא מן הקיטנה שקויסם עם דייסה שקוירין קשה מגרויפן. So, for example, like I said, you have wolf's kasha, you have whole kasha, and then you have other boxes that are grinded kasha. In the days of the Alter Rebbe in Europe, it was a very popular food to eat kasha. Black, right? But this was kasha made from groipel, grechna, grechna kasha. The Pischetshuva calls it grechna kasha. So the grechna kasha, right? So if you cook it whole, but if you grind it, says the Alter Rebbe, you could use it to make pas. So when it's pas, you can't make a moitzi lechem in it's not lechem. Lechem lechem and so, but in other words, you can't say adama because it's for it. It's people use it as a substitute for pas. And even when you turn it into flour, it's similar to flour that was adama. But then when it becomes bread, it becomes hamoitzi in the middle. It's ashtavishin, is ashmata. So this the grechna kasha. So when it's whole buckwheat, it's adama. But now, and even when it gets to the end, you can't say, what are you going to say? You turn it into pas. You're going to call amoitzi lechem and hor. It's not dogan. So even when it's on the road, when you already crushed it, and you turn it into akasha, the bracha got lost. Aber das Wort Rishono, efshe shebeketisha oitchina muetes lo nishtan is brechosen. Yesh lavarach al daitze zu beri pri adam and ba'achar shezoi derech achilasa. But the first opinion is going to say, look, this is derech achilasa. So basically, the Alter Rebbe found an unbelievable nafkamina in Lagabi in his time. In his time was a very Schwarze Kasha, Grechna Kasha was a very popular thing. Today,
it's very good.
yeah, it's supposed to be very healthy. Today in America, it's mamish not popular. Then you buy it only in the stores with
Health store.
or Jewish stores.
They should start using it. It's good. It's a good idea.
It is good, but even
Only
today,
kids live with it.
yeah, Lubavitch
It's
easy.
very easy to make. Right?
It's very easy. I know, but
People used to have this minhag on Shabbos. They had kasha from my grandmother made kasha shon.
My parents still make it. Yeah,
Kasha
my
light.
parents they make chon from kasha.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
A little chicken with kasha.
No,
That does not
chicken and kasha.
It's very good. What's wrong?
It's very good. It's very good. It's much lighter. It's much lighter than potatoes, beans, and meat. It's much lighter. It's much healthier, probably. It's cheaper a little bit also. But
That's why they say Mishachol Chamin Chayar Mita. It's so heavy.
it's
You
already-
sleep in 10 minutes.
right. But the kasha chomp is not so bad. Anyway, so the Alter Rebbe saying in his days the Schwarzer kasha was a popular food, the Rechna kasha. So if you're gonna cook it, it's better priyadama. Now, if you're gonna grind it, so all of a sudden the shitta that's a kula is a chumra, and the chumra is a kula. The first shitta that says that when you grind things you lose the bracha, but there's the derech. Is the derech? It's better priyadama. Second shitta holds that when you grind things, you always stay the bracha. But if it's pas or pas kitnias, you could have made pas kitnias of it. So now it's called pas. It's not called anymore kitnias. Once it's called pas, how can you say boide pri hadama? It's not a pri, it's a pas. And even when it's on the road to becoming pas, it's not a pri. It's on the road to become a pas. So therefore, this grechna kasha that was grinded up is it's a suffix. If the bracha should be buried to pri adam because that's a derech.
Oh, it's cooked. You talk about it's cooked.
Even if it's cooked,
Yeah.
because you could have taken that flour
To make the pass.
and paid a pas.
You and agree with that.
So all of a sudden, the shitta. See, all the poskim besides Alter Rebbe learned that there's two opinions. Kula and chumra. First opinion says that if you lose the tzura, you lost the bracha. Second opinion says you always keep the bracha. Kula and chumra. The Alter Rebbe says, but the chumra is a kula and the kula is a chumra. The first opinion that says that you lose your bracha easy, oh, but that's a derech. You always hold on to the bracha. Second opinion who says that you always hold on to your bracha. Oh, but pas kitnius is different. As soon as you became pas kitnius, or even on the road, as you got grounded, oh, now I can't be called by priya adam or by priya. Now you're on a different line. You're in a different line. You're in a different business. So now you lost your bracha. And Alter Rebbe says, Linyan alocha, sofik bracha slahakal diavad. So whichever bracha you made, you yoitze. Mashma, Alter Rebbe is talking about both the kula and the chumrah. Always you should make first shahakal. I want to ask you two simple questions. When the Alter Rebbe says, because it was very that the pas kitnius lost its bracha according to second opinion, is it because it looks so different? It looks, or is it because it has the same pas? Once you can't say body pri or adama when it's pas. Second shaila. The Alter Rebbe says by kitnius. Which kitnius is he talking about? The kitnius at Pesach that you don't need lamazog. My question is a kula and a chumrah.
What?
Right. What is a kitnius? Is rice and beans. Let me ask you a question. Potatoes. Potatoes, bisman hazeh, the derech to, or corn, is the derech to use potatoes to make flour out of it. And from the flour, you can make a kosher Pesach pizza. We can make gute Sachen from them. Can call me matamim. The same thing, corn. They take the corn and they turn it into cornmeal. You make cornbread, corn muffins. You can go over here to a bunch of bagels. Bagel hall. And you can buy in the morning, you can buy yourself a corn muffin, yeah? It's made from cornmeal. So the Shiloh, the Alter Rebbe, so potatoes are not. On this other hand, there's other kidneys, peas. No one makes bread from peas. Peas are probably kidneys. So that's my Shiloh.
They make macaroni.
They're going to start. Eventually, they're starting to use peas instead of tofu. Because they say tofu is not sustainable for the ground, and peas is much easier for farmers. The problem is that they can't figure out tofu has no hotnishkin tam, hotnishkin reich. You can make from tofu whatever you want. You can call it meat, you could call it fish, you could call it cheese. You oilam goilam, you put on the sticker. You say this is part of a cheese, this is part of everything. Tofu, you can make everything from tofu. But peas,
chickpeas, they make flour from chickpeas.
Oh, they make trouble. My body is making problems for me. So now my shaila is like this. Now that I've said mini kidneys,
Flour, you can buy go to Whole Foods.
They make flour.
You can buy people who can't eat the gluten. They buy this macaroni, all kinds of stuff.
I found out.
Good. What's wrong?
I because I just went with my wife to visit the Eniklach, and we were so late. Whatever, we just jumped on the plane. We're like, and we were starving, and we had a miracle. Got to the airport at 1:30, and our flight was 1:50. So when we got onto the plane on time. So
just when it closed the door.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what happened?
But we were starving. Then we realized. So we bought a package that had a good hechsher, OU, and it looked like bamba, but it really wasn't bamba. It was made from flour, from chickpeas flour. Chickpea flour. And it looks like bamba, but it doesn't taste like bamba. It tastes.
So it was charcoal for sure.
So sorry to. So here,
it's not stuff like it.
So I'll tell you like this. I'm noita. I'm not sure, but I'm noita to say that it's totally in every Medina. What are you using bisman hazeh? What kind of things? If they're using potatoes to make flours, and they're using corn, and they're using shkedim, almonds, and they're using chickpeas, whatever they're using in order to make flour, to make substitute bread, that's called paskitnis, and we told in this machloikas. So therefore, be a big nafkamina. If I'm right, so corn chips should be told in this machloikas. If you say derech, is it the derech to take corn and make into corn chips? For sure, it's a derech. Lidich, once you turn the corn into flour, it's on the road to become paskitnias. Paskitnias, according to the second shitta, lost its bracha. So I would say corn chips, but the evid if you made a dama, yotza, cornflakes. There's some cornflakes that are made by taking the corn and flattening it. A lot of the cornflakes, especially from the Heimische companies, they take the corn and they turn it into flour, cornmeal. And after they turn it into flour, they mix it with water and they make it into cornflakes. A lot of the brachas books say the bracha shakal. I would say, according to the Alter Rebbe, So I'm talking machloikas. Derech? Sure, it's the derech. It's a multi-million-dollar business to take a corn and turn it into cornmeal, and they make all kinds of products from it. It's a derech. Could you? But on the other hand, if you say pats kidneys for sure, corn they use as cornbread, corn muffins. Sure, cornmeal is a very big staple in America. So if b'di'evet, if you if you made
Okay.
Adama, it's the same thing. These chips that I bought. So I would say it's totally
Pringles?
no, it's not Pringles. It's a funny thing. It's a popular item. Just, I don't know. I was hungry.
The
And,
children probably know.
yeah. That's in all the stores. It's
It looks like triangles.
it looks mamish like bamba. It
Like-
looks mamish
Not
like
like
bamba.
triangles.
No,
Corn pops.
no, it's not corn
No.
pops. It looks mamish like bamba. But instead of making from peanut butter, they make it from flour that's from hummus, from a flour from chickpeas. They take the chickpeas, they make it mafuzah and mafoided like kemach.
With other ingredients,
Yeah, they put in some
Give it
other
time,
ingredients, but
That's what they make the
They
flavor
make
about it.
macaroni also, all kinds of
and they make a
stuff.
lot of stuff from it.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about Pringles. Pringles are made. What do? They take potatoes and they take
Grind
out the liquid and they turn it into flour.
Yeah.
It's mamish like Pesach when you buy the cornstarch. So they make it into flour, and then they mix it with water, and then they flatten it out, and then they put it through the deep fry it in oil for about 10, 11 seconds. And then the machine a little gets like kvetch, and then put in a package. So is it the derech? For sure it's the derech to eat Pringles. Sure it's the derech. If you say it's not the derech to eat
You
Pringles,
like it.
a lot of it's a multi-million-dollar business, not the derech. Sure it's the derech.
Yeah.
Sure it's the derech.
Yeah.
Now you could argue. There's a lot of poskim that argue. They say the Eish Lavram says something that loses the bracha is never going to get back to bracha. B'shas it's kemach, it loses the bracha, it's never going to get back to bracha. I don't know. The Alter Rebbe never brings that Eish Lavram. All I know is that the Alter Rebbe says in Perech Vov, the Alter Rebbe says befedish that if a person has egoism and he cooked it, it lost its bracha. It's ich. If he's later going to take the same egoism and fry it with oil and sugar and becomes delicious now, it gets back to bracha by the priyayis. So we see, I don't know who said this Eish Lavram is angenom al
Chocolate. What about chocolate?
Wait a minute. We get it. We get it. So Pringles, I would say it's totally.
Yeah.
If you hold derech, sure it's a derech to eat Pringles. But if you hold that anything that can be turned into kidneys, so as soon as you turn it into flour, it lost the bracha. But chila, Pringles should be shakal. But if you made adama, you're yoitza. Same thing with cookies.
If you take the Pringles and take it and make a bread, it'll go up to.
No, it's because it's not
Never-
finished
never-
dog.
never-
That's the word.
Oh.
The same thing, shkedim. If you take kemach shkedim
Yeah.
and you turn it into cookies, now it's a very popular item, bisman hazeh, because a lot of people have.
Expensive.
It's expensive.
Why?
It's very expensive.
You take a lot of
Right.
right. It's gluten free.
Gluten-free.
It's very
You
expensive.
take a lot of egoism to make this
Right.
So you.
So it's a very expensive item. So I would say again, derech, for sure it's the derech. It's very much the derech. But on the other hand, if you're going to say pas kidneys means only kidneys, no. Almonds are not kidneys. But like boil, if you're going to say, listen, it's a derech to make cookies.
Yeah.
And so therefore I would say, lachatchila, the bracha shakal, but the ever you made the eitz, yoitza. Now let me talk about chocolate. This guy, I really like this sefer. He's very good. His name is Pnei Ashul. His name is Weitman.
What kind of chocolate we talking about?
All kinds of chocolates. Here's a big chiddush because a lot of the big poskim said that chocolate is better plates. Reb Eliashiv is
It comes from a fruit.
it's like a fruit.
Yeah.
It's a fruit. It's a fruit, and then they process it and they turn it into chocolate. So it's dark bakach. They also it's dark.
That's why they plant it.
What they planted? What else they
But
planted?
you can't eat it. Chocolate that come out from the tree. You eat it.
Dark.
It is.
You can't eat it. It's bitter. Staka. And so it should be Boire Pri. Right?
Yeah.
A lot of places come out by Pri. Shev the Levi says that no, the Gerecht is Shahaka. Why? Says because when a person eats chocolate bar, it's not that he wants chocolate. He wants the mamtik and roiv ruba is sugar and vanilla and this and this. It's not like he wants. It's not like the ikid is the chocolate and the sugar is to be mamtik the chocolate. But the emphasis bisman hazeh, there's a lot of chocolate. It's a 72% cocoa. Yeah.
That's a very good.
Right,
So
very
good.
very good chocolate.
Good.
Very
The
good.
Mexican one.
And how could you say that it's 72% the eights? So he has a big chiddush. This guy, he says, I gotta tell you, says that there is a he says there is a biur halacha. Mishnah Berurah says, why is sugar shahakal? Chamakloikis says laman dam sugar shahakal is because it's like it's you don't know that it came from a sugar cane. It looks like a chatichas melech. So therefore it's a tzura chadosha. Okay. The Alter Rebbe never says this svara. The Fedish never says this svara. Okay, so it's he says, "Oh, I found the Alter Rebbe holds also like the Mishnah Berurah." The Alter Rebbe says that the pri that nishtana and it became pas. So it's nishtana yoisem epedes nemoichim tchunu yotzem epede pri v'varashaka. Second, the Alter Rebbe holds it's a machloikis, not that's the chuli alma. The Alter Rebbe holds it's a machloikis. The Alter Rebbe holds that when you pass kidneys and also the kemach that's about to become pas kidneys, the first shit, which is usually the chumra became a kula. Oh, but the derech, so didn't lose the brach. Second shit holds that that nothing lost the bracha, but as soon as you became pas kidneys or even flour for pas kidneys, you lost the bracha. So it's told in the machloikas. I don't understand why he brings out the Rebbe to him. It's true, he brings a base mayor, he brings a Shlomo Kluger, who said that everyone holds this way. Okay, but don't say that in the Alter Rebbe. Alter Rebbe doesn't hold that everyone holds this way. The Alter Rebbe holds that this is told in the machloikas. Now, I don't think the Alter Rebbe holds of it altogether. I'll tell you why. Because the Alter Rebbe Lenius died, that's what I asked the question. The Alter Rebbe holds that because it has the Toidas pas, called pas kidneys, so you can't call it priya eitz or priya dom. It's pas kidneys. Chocolate is not pas. Okay? No one eats a piece of chocolate instead of a piece of bread. If a person has a gluten problem, instead of eating pas chitim, he's going to eat pas that's made out of shkedim. He'll eat pas that's made out of potatoes.
Rice.
He'll eat pasta made out of rice.
Yeah.
No one in his right mind is gonna have, he's gluten free. So you know what? Breakfast, lunch, and supper, he takes azoy. He takes a chocolate bar, he puts a little peanut butter, another chocolate bar, some hummus, and he bites into it. Chocolate is not eaten as a pas. You can't tell me it's pas. It seems to me that the Alter Rebbe didn't hold that just because it was nishtana and became a tzura chadosha. The Alter Rebbe holds that once it became toidas pas, how could you call it priya dom or priya eitz? It became pas kidneys. It's pas kidneys. Emes taka, it's not pas chitim, but it's pas kidneys. So how can you call it boida priya eitz or boida priya dom? But lagabi chocolate, how are you applying this to chocolate? Gon shatan. Chocolate l'chol days is not pas kidneys. And by the way, chocolate, chocolate plant is not kidneys. It's mutter to eat. Ashkenazim are allowed to eat. Oh, you ever heard of the Ashkenazim that are not going to eat chocolate on Pesach?
Rabbi used to eat the shmel chocolate on Pesach.
Ashkenazim eat plenty of chocolate on Pesach, right? It comes from a tree, right? So how are you going to call it pas kidneys? I think, according to the Alter Rebbe, how are you going to tell me that chocolate is pas kidneys? So maybe according to the Mishnah Berurah says that why did sugar lose its bracha because it's tzura chadosha. Okay, but how can you say in the Alter Rebbe? The Alter Rebbe never said this word lagabi sugar, and lagabi here all he said is mine kitniya is hoil v'derech lasses men pas lepiyomim shenui mebriosem metchinosem metziz metoides pri. How can you call it boide priya eitz boide priya adama when it's pas? But you also can't say amoitzi lechem because it's pas kidneys. But how could you apply
They
this
have
svara to
machlokes
chocolate?
regarding desserts also.
How could you
When they
apply
make a
this?
dessert, what the bracha is, applesauce, all these different
Right,
desserts.
right. So we'll get to that in a second. I just want to finish off this. So I would say this. Look, now the truth is, I think that the Shevet Levi is right. That there's a svara to say that chocolate is shahakal for a different reason. I shared this before Rosh Hashanah because one of the basic things in order to make chocolate is that they make it into chocolate butter. They make shemen. Everything in this world has shemen in it. You could squeeze this piece of wood and you get shemen out of it. As if that is shemen chochma, everything has a little shemen in it. So they take out from the chocolate, they take out the shemen,
Yeah.
and then they mix it back with the chocolate, and that makes it the delicious chocolate the way we have it. So we said
So
that shemen
they
is
cook it, they freeze it. What do they do with the
they
chocolate?
cook it. They
cook
cook it.
It comes
They
into
cook
pot.
it, and then they spin it in machines, and they take out the shemen, and then they mix it back in, and then they mix it again. So now say, oh, listen, shemen is zeya b'yalma. We say ein lecha pri ela zeh samanav melvad. So okay, for a different svara, I would say that he's right that there's a maybe that's why chocolate should be shackled, but I would say l'moshel chalva, right? Chalva,
Just
l'choyre, it should be adama.
seeds, yeah.
So he says, "Oh, chalva, it doesn't look like sesame seeds." What do you think? That doesn't. Who cares? Is it the derech to make chalva from sesame seeds? Yeah, it's the derech. And according to the second opinion that says if you're pas kitnius, you lost the bracha, it's chalva pas kitnius. Chalva ain't no pas kitnius. No one that's allergic to gluten is going to eat chalva instead of bread. They're not going to make chalva pasta. They make rice pasta. They make all kind, but not chalva. So chalva is chalva. So if you want to say it's crushed, but it's a derech. And the second opinion say, oh, because pas kitnius, chalva is nishkim pas kitnius. So I think chalva is l'chol hadei, should be better pri adoma. And now I had
to
to
make shakol on challah.
I make Adam.
You make Adam?
yeah.
That's what I think.
Then what's the bracha and hummus? So someone could say
You're not wrong completely. Wait.
when I was sitting. No, I agree. I think chalva should be adama. The derech is a derech to make chalva. The other opinion says that kitnius, pas kitnius, ain't no pas kitnius. Now hummus, I was on the plane, I was eating the snack. I'm thinking to myself, oh, wait a minute, what's the broch over here? So you can say, the
one that comes like a small hummus with few hummus.
No, I'm telling you, it's a package. It looks like bamba, but it's made from hummus.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, because they sell like
No, that's very pri adom. My shaila is, I started thinking, this package is that looks like bamba. So to say derech, maybe it's a derech. On the other hand, hummus now they use the flour in order to make paskitnias.
Right.
So told in the machloikas al shahakol. But yeah, there's adoma yotza. Okay, I started thinking, oh, maybe hummus itself should be shahakol. Why should hummus be shahakol? Because you grinded the hummus, so and it's on the road to becoming paskitnias. And then I was thinking to myself, no, I'm sorry, that's not a shkite. I'll tell you why it's not a shkite. Just like he said, we said everyone agrees. Hamorim shemiachim biyad is the bracha stays by the prates. Why? The Alter Rebbe holds not a machlok. The Alter Rebbe passes is not a machlok.
It's still tomorrow.
It's still tomorrow. You squeeze a banana. Squeeze a banana. It's banana. Avocado. It's avocado. If you take,
Potato is not a potato anymore.
but I'm saying chickpeas. You have chickpeas and you put it in the blender. It never becomes flour. It's hard to mash it with a fork. It's easier to throw in 3 or 4 cans of chickpeas in the blender and to go press a button, and then you put a little tchina, a little salt, a little lemon, yeah, good,
Very good.
and then you have hummus. But it's never.
You always have to add up more water.
Yeah, a little bit.
Mix it up, you have to make it thicker. More water. So that one, yeah.
Good, right?
Otherwise, the blender will choke. You
Right.
can't do it.
Right. So oy bazoi, it's like a banana. It's like
Yeah.
tomatim shenismachu.
Yeah.
It's like tomatim shenismachu. Now this guy has a wild thing. I said last year and the year before, Lanius daiti, that potato kugel and latka is 100% body priadam, just like applesauce.
Yeah, that's what I do.
But a lot of the brachas books say no. They say that's nishtana tzurose.
Right.
Because you mix in a little bit of eggs and salt, nishtana tzurose. Applesauce you don't mix in eggs. But I understand. First of all, it's the derech. He says, "Oh, it's a tzura chadosha lagambri."
I might have to do with Trumas Adeshin. He has Pavidla.
Pavidla, but it's not.
You know what
It's the
pavidla is?
derech because pavidla is a jam. In his days, it wasn't a
You
derech.
know Pavidla.
Well, it's a jam, like jam. Huh?
Oh, I thought
Like-
it's like a compost. I thought
Yeah, similar to that, like a
But it's
cherry.
also like a jam.
A cherry. We buy now a certain cherry jam.
Yeah.
There's cherries, mainly cherries, and a few more berries inside. It's a very good jam. That's pavidla. So I would say that this is wild. I would say, like, I still think that
He got
potato
He got
latkes.
it from some.
Yeah,
He got
but
it.
I disagree. I said, to my mind, potato latkes and potato kugel.
Yeah.
Number
You
one
recognize
is the
potatoes.
derech.
You see it's potatoes.
That's what I'm saying. It's more than derech. What happens?
Yeah.
You take a potato, you put it in the blender.
Yeah.
When you threw in the potatoes, it look like a potato? Yeah, it looks like a potato. When you hit that button and it starts going, it never becomes like flour.
No.
That
no.
if you take almonds, say you take almonds and you put it in the blender and you go, all of a sudden, and it
Different
becomes
color already.
for exactly.
Right.
So it's another zach. But potato has in it a liquid that holds it together the whole time.
Yeah.
So just like tomatim shemiachim biyad, l'chuli alma, the Alter Rebbe holds, l'chuli alma didn't lose the bracha. I would say potato kugel and latkes l'kuli alma. It still looks like potatoes. So therefore, I have no shaila in my
Some
mind.
potato kugels they put in flour.
Premise. If you put in flour and it's not just ladabik,
Yeah.
if you put in a lot of flour and it's a chelik in the thing,
Yeah. We don't.
there's a modim in a mazonis. But I don't think here in America, potatoes are not that expensive. That
And nobody's gonna put flour. It's gonna be too expensive to cook it.
yeah,
But you have to make
And the
everything
latkes, you
cheap.
put sweet sauce on it. Doesn't
okay, so that's bottled that's bottled. But if you're having potato latkes and applesauce, I think there's have to make two brachas. Because I don't think one is bottled to the other.
Mhm.
People like the potato latkes and people like the applesauce. So you have to make ha'etz on the applesauce and boide pri adama on the latkes. I think, like I said last time, I think originally Amol wasn't people. Not everyone had blenders in the house, so it wasn't so the derech to make kugel from grinded potatoes
They couldn't do it.
because it was very hard. You have to
You
break
have
your
to-
hand.
First you have to cook it,
So what do they do?
the potato.
So what
then
do they do?
make it
Shmez-
soft. Then
shmez it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
too much. work.
Amol kugel. If you look in Yoredeo and talk about kugel, I don't think Amol 200 years ago when Jews made kugel, it wasn't like today. In the blender or at Levi's and that they made potatoes with salt and pepper and
Yeah.
oil. It seems to me that the kugel they used to do like this. They used to take a dough. It was like a knish. You know what a kugel?
Oh, yeah.
A kugel 200 years ago. What today you call a knish. Today they call it a knish. And I think that because a lot of times in your day you see you talk about a kugel and it leaked out. It was in the oven
Yeah.
and shuman leaked out. Well, potato kugel shuman leaked out. Where did it leak? It's in the pan. Because I think Amalek Zeiten by Yidden, the miniga kugel was. You think about it, they made challah. They had a little extra dough. So they took the dough and they straightened it out and they looked around the kitchen. What's the dough? A potato, a cucumber.
What is cheese?
What's the dough?
The potato.
They put it in, then they closed it up and put it in the oven. And then
It was a whole meal. It was a whole
yeah, you know what I mean? I think what we call knishes today,
Calzone, whatever.
yeah, what they call calzones. The calzone is a milk. I mean, usually
Same, but
made
that's-
flesh.
Infanded. We called it infanded.
Huh?
Infanded it.
Right. Okay, that's it. So
Wow.
Yeah, very good.
Well, the child and the bracha, like made, like said that it look like bamboo. So why can we make either two brachas? It's one shahaka or one,
If you have something
or-
else, yeah.
Or my other suggestion is, just like there's a Bluki Day with two sheeters, I'm putting it on Yad. Rather than make one bracha, we make the second one Baruch Shem. So either we make bracha Baruch Shem or we make shahaka and Adam.
אבל
It's already bad enough. That one is bad enough.
Will has a problem with the book.
Right. Chabad doesn't do it.
Yeah.
You're asking a good question. Chabad Taka doesn't do it. The Alter Rebbe doesn't like
One bracha.
Chabad